All right, it's just the two of us.
I know. I'm a little bit sad.
It is
man.
sad. It is sad.
I miss Tyler. Where's Tyler, man? Where's Tyler? I miss Tyler.
He's done a lot of great things for us with the
Yes, he
show,
has.
with the podcast. He'll be missed. He'll be
Yeah.
missed.
Well, actually, we could see him one more time.
We do
at the banquet.
At the banquet, yes, but I mean, just overall with the work that he's put in with our show and what he's done with this podcast, just outstanding work, and we wish him nothing but the best for him as he's going to be heading out to Bismarck, North Dakota, to continue his news and sports broadcasting career.
Yep, and you know we're happy for him.
Yep.
Maybe we should crash. We should crash North Dakota, man. Go say hi. Gotta turn up my phone real quick.
Over the summer.
Let's do it.
Over the summer, definitely, 100%.
Let's do it.
100%. In the winter, not so much. I don't miss the winter weather.
I don't know. I'm good with the winter.
Okay. All right. Welcome to the Cover Cal High podcast. I'm your host, Jake Vanderbrook, alongside Adrian Soriano, the Milpitas man. So before we get into baseball or softball, we have the Service by Medallion Plays of the Year.
That's right.
For both the boys bracket and the girls bracket.
That's
so
right.
for the boys bracket, we got Jaden Jefferson from De La Salle going up against Miles Pollard from Dublin High School.
That's
so Jaden Jefferson had the kick six to start off during the football season against San Ramon Valley. And literally his kick six, I mean, he's literally following his blockers, weaving his way through traffic, and then sprints on the other side of the field and just explodes like a cannon for a big opening kickoff return for a touchdown.
Wasn't this your game?
This was my game. Yep.
Wow. This was the game. Who was that?
Destroying
was there?
He was.
Wow. Well, you know what? My vote's for Jaden Jefferson. But,
But Miles Pollard, though.
Miles Pollard was also a pretty damn good play.
I mean, a full court shot.
Full court shot.
The heave.
Just,
the heave. All you have to do is just
my
throw it like
God.
a football.
Well, you know what? There is one guarantee in this bracket. Somebody for the East Bay League will win this,
That
boys.
is correct. And I guarantee you, a lot of people from De La Salle will vote for Jaden Jefferson. And a lot of people from Dublin will vote for Miles Pollard.
There is no love lost between these two schools.
Right, exactly. I mean, if you had to pick the play.
Jaden Jefferson. You know what? I'm just, to be honest, I'm just being a Miles Pollard play hater because he beat Jasir Rencher's 360 dunk, who should be in the final. But, I don't get to.
What did you like about Jaden Jefferson's kick six?
I mean, listen, that's a kick six. That's really hard to do, right? In football, right? I mean, how often do you see kickoff returns for a touchdown? Or is it a field goal attempt?
No, it was a kick six. Opening kickoff.
Yeah, so how often do you see a kickoff return for a touchdown? Not a lot. How often do you see a kickoff return for a touchdown to open the game? Really not a lot. So, I'm like I said, I'm just being a Miles Pollard play hater, but I like Jaden Jefferson's kick six a little bit more.
You
You shot this.
I know. I shot Jaden Jefferson's kick six, and it was spectacular.
Yeah.
I mean, he had to follow his blockers, though. I mean, Miles Pollard, though, it's just within a matter of seconds, maybe milliseconds.
Like 1 second.
He just threw it up. That is hard to do, and that's a full court shot.
It is hard to do.
People do practice full court shots, but
Not
there's
like that.
a big difference when it comes to doing that in the middle of a game.
Yeah.
And Miles Pollard threw up a prayer.
It was a lucky shot.
It was lucky.
It was a lucky shot.
It was a lucky shot, but sometimes being lucky
is good.
Is good enough to be our Service by Medallion Play of the Year for the boys bracket.
That's right.
So,
and yeah.
I think you can make a case for either or, honestly.
It's going to be close.
It's going to be really close at the end of the day. I love Jaden Jefferson's kick six, and I love Miles Pollard's.
So who do you pick?
I'm not.
This is not a game now.
I'm not making a pick.
But this is not a game. Okay.
It's gonna be close. If I have to make a prediction based on the percentages of voters, I'm gonna have to go 58-42.
That's not okay.
That's close.
That's close enough.
58-42.
I'll go 52-48.
52-48.
I'll go 52-48.
That's possible.
Hey, you know what? You got the prediction right last week. So hey,
Oh, at Cal softball.
right, yeah.
Well, I said the score. I didn't predict who was going to
yeah,
win the game.
Everyone was going to me like, hey, you guys predicted the score. I'm like, I didn't predict any score. Then I walked back to my car. Oh, Jake predicted the score. All right, good. Hey, you know what?
That was a lucky pick, by the way.
Well, just like this buzzer beater.
Just like this buzzer.
But hey, sometimes being lucky is good.
Okay, but let's go to the girls
That's right,
bracket
let's
now.
go.
So
Yes.
we got Leaira Robinson from Alameda.
Yes.
The walk-off touchdown in the first ever NCS flag football championship.
Yes.
I mean, that play was just outstanding.
Yes, it is.
I mean,
yes, it is.
I mean, you got to keep in mind, I shot this game as well. I mean, the situation where Aaliyah Sunderland, the quarterback, she's literally buying extra time, just looking for options in a 4th and long situation. And all she does is just heave it up, takes a shot, throws out a prayer, and Robinson was there, right place, right time for the walk-off touchdown to secure the NCS title.
And not to mention, didn't they play a game before the championship
They
game?
did, yes.
So, I mean, there might be some tired, just the fatigue starting to set in at that point of the game. But hey, it was a good play. And even this Abbie Hiller catch from Alameda Valley, which you also shot. Jake, you shot 3 of the final 4 candidates. The only one that you didn't shot was the Miles Pollard, which was Roberts.
Right. I
Wow.
mean, so
This
it's
is your
Leaira
year.
Robinson versus Abbie Hiller, but Abbie Hiller's catch, I mean, let me tell you, I mean, you got to keep in mind the situation. This was the Livermore Stampede.
Yes.
And it was College Park, Amador Valley. College Park had the bases loaded. 2 outs, bottom of the 3rd inning, if I recall correctly. High fly ball, deep left field. I thought it was gone. Just by the arc of that ball was cranked, by the way.
Yeah.
It was cranked. Deep shot, and Abbie Hiller just making a wonderful catch to rob a grand slam.
Wow, and I was in the other field shooting San Ramon and Casa Grande,
Yep.
so I wasn't really paying attention until you told me what happened after my game. Like, oh, all right, I can't wait to see this when we get to the office. But and honestly, we weren't even supposed to shoot this game.
We weren't.
We were not gonna shoot this game.
I decided
Thank
last
God
minute.
we did.
I decided last minute to shoot the game, and
Thank God we did.
Next thing you know, hey, I mean, Abbie Hiller's up for Play of the Year.
Man, sometimes you just never know, man.
Yeah.
So, Jake,
What do you think?
this is so hard, man. It's basically I'm picking a game situation versus a really, really good play. I'm gonna go Abbie Hiller. Abbie Hiller catch. Jake, are you not gonna make a pick for girls too?
No.
You're guaranteed to win 1 at least.
Oh, I get that, but I mean, the Hiller catch was outstanding.
It is very, very.
I mean, that is really tough to do. There are a lot of terrific outfielders that can make plays like that. Abbie Hiller made an exceptional catch. I mean,
I know.
In the situation, though, you talked about Alameda's situation, but
So in the
that was to
game-
rob a grand slam, though.
I know.
But-
I know.
For Alameda with Robinson, she made a remarkable play.
I know.
I mean, this is a 4th down situation where Alameda was going to turn the ball over on downs if they didn't convert on this play because they got backed up with penalties. So,
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, you can make a case for either or, honestly. I mean, if I have to predict the percentage, I would have to go 53-47 for this one.
I'm gonna go 51-49.
Okay. All right.
Abbie Hiller.
Okay.
Just by a little bit. Just by a little bit.
Okay.
And before we move on to the polls, the boys and girls play of the year will get a championship belt.
Yes.
From Service by Medallion.
Yes, from Service by Medallion. And if in case you want to vote, go on our Instagram and we'll have all the instructions for you to vote. It's all going to be on our story.
Yes.
So you tap the up or the down arrow, and the up arrow will have the one play and the down arrow will have the other play.
That's
so
right.
That's how we're going to determine based on the vote. So vote, ladies and gentlemen.
Vote. Go
Okay.
out and vote. I feel like I'm a politician now.
This ain't
Go to
November,
vote.
Adrian. This ain't November.
All right. Moving on.
Moving on. So, crazy week for baseball. Crazy week for softball. I mean, the league race is winding down. Start us off with the baseball poll.
All right, baseball. De La Salle still number 1. Granada 2. Serra goes up to 3. Los Gatos up to 4. St. Francis goes down because they lost to Sacred Heart Cathedral last week. Then they go on and sweep Midi, I believe. 12-2 on Saturday against Midi. Valley Christian goes down to 6. They did split St. Ignatius. Lee goes up to 7.
Okay.
Heritage is in the pool at 8. SI at 9. Again, split Valley Christian.
Right.
Had 2 extra inning walk-offs last week. One against Bellarmine, one against Valley Christian. And Menlo Atherton at number 10, they dropped.
Okay.
Because they lost to the Kings Academy. They split TKA.
Okay.
But still.
Now talk about some of the bubble teams.
Well, the bubble teams definitely shrink, that's for sure. Cardinal Newman is still there.
Okay.
I'm going to take out Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's out of the bubble. Sorry, boys. They got swept by Liberty. I guess I could put Liberty in the bubble.
Yeah, Liberty's been stepping it up.
Yes, they have. Castro Valley and College Park.
Did Castro Valley sweep Encinal?
Yes, they did.
Why are they not on the poll?
They lost Arroyo, so that still kind of brings them down a little bit. And the split against Piedmont. Right,
Okay.
Split against Piedmont. Now, had MA been swept, then
Didn't MA lose to TKA though?
They split. They split TKA. But if they got swept by TKA,
You would drop.
I
them.
would probably
Okay.
put Castro Valley.
Okay. So you would say Castro Valley is the number 1 bubble.
Yes, I would
Team.
say so right now.
Okay.
And College Park is right behind them.
Yeah.
And then Cardinal Newman. But Cardinal Newman's a pretty dang good team too.
And College Park, they swept Alhambra last week, if I recall correctly.
Yes, they did.
Yep.
You know what? Should I just man up and say Santa Clara should be in this bubble? My God, I know they're in a weak league. I get it, but man, they're just beating everyone, and they beat Lee.
I mean, the statement went over Lee. I mean, it says
Yeah,
a lot.
that's a big win over
and
Lee.
that could really put them in the position to be a Division II team.
Yeah, you can.
If
I
not
wouldn't say
D2,
D2, I would say
D3.
D3. I would say
Okay.
D3 because Milpitas won league last year, and they went undefeated, and they were like D5.
Okay.
So I would say Santa Clara's probably D3, D4. I wouldn't put them in D2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there you go. Any questions, concerns, comments on this baseball poll?
Just go to our Instagram comments, and I'm sure you'll hopefully
boy.
you'll answer
That
some
was
of them.
entertaining. Sorry, Dublin, you got snubbed again.
They got swept by Granada, right?
Yeah, I think they got swept by Granada.
Okay, let's make our way over to the softball.
All right, softball poll. Number 1 and 2 does not change. St. Francis Willow Glen, Castro Valley, Liberty, Clayton Valley goes up to 5, Valley Christian 6. Now, they lost to St. Francis, but it's St. Francis. California now at 7, Cappuccino at 8, Foothill 9, Mills 10.
Mills on the poll.
Over Notre Dame Belmont.
That was a really good game, by the way.
And we'll talk about that in just a little bit.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. So Liberty
Yes.
has been outstanding
Yes.
at 4. They've been hanging at that 4 spot for quite a while, ever since the Stampede, if I recall correctly.
Yes.
They have made a lot of noise, and they've been playing very well.
Yeah.
So this is actually their first league test, I would have to say, as they're going to be
Freedom, right?
going up against Freedom, because Freedom swept Heritage last week,
Yes.
and now Freedom will be going up against Liberty.
Yeah.
This is a big game for Liberty.
Yes, it is. Now we're really gonna find out how good this Liberty team is. We know they're a good team. Okay.
I mean, they beat Cal in the
They
Stampede.
beat Cal in the Stampede. They had a really good performance at the Stampede.
Yep.
Freedom, not so much. But to be fair, that was a tough draw that they got.
They did, right.
Who they play? They played.
Well, they had Alameda. in
Alameda.
there.
They played
had Livermore.
Livermore, and who was
Whitney.
Whitney. That's right. So
Right.
a tough draw for Freedom, but still, let's see what happens. Anything can happen.
Right.
Anything
right.
can happen.
Yeah, you never know. I think Freedom. A lot of people sleep on Freedom.
I'm definitely sleeping on Freedom.
I think they can be a sneaky good team.
If they beat Liberty, I'm not gonna say they're not in the poll, but they could be in the bubble.
I think Liberty has the advantage going into
Yes.
this series. There's no question about it. But I mean, whatever the outcome is,
Yes.
for that series. I think Freedom could potentially be a Division II team.
I think they could, yeah, like a high Division 2.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you think about Division 1, there's just so many good teams out
I
there.
know.
Right? It's
Yep.
like, you know what? You know what it reminds me of, Jake? It reminds me of the Western Conference this year in the NBA. One loss can take you from, like, the 2 seed to, like, the 13th seed.
Okay.
Right? I mean, it's just so competitive with Division 1.
Yep.
And there's, like, teams outside of Division 1 that could make their way into Division 1. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, who did I drop out? I dropped out Benicia last week.
Yep.
They lost to Northgate, I believe. That's not a good loss. Benicia softball.
But I mean, we have a brand new 7 through 10.
Yeah, absolutely.
7 through 10.
SRV, who was at 10, they dropped out.
Yep.
Notre Dame Belmont
Dropped
dropped
out.
out because Mills beat them. Right? Man.
Cappuccino.
Cappuccino.
First time seeing the poll.
You know, we have been sleeping on Cappuccino all season long. And
They're a
that's
good
my
team.
fault. They're a good team.
They are a very
They
good
beat Livermore.
team. They did beat
With their
Livermore
pitcher.
earlier this
With
season.
their pitcher, I
They
believe.
did beat Mills.
They also beat Mills. That's right.
And let me tell you something about with the Peninsula Bay Division and the
Yes.
Peninsula Ocean Division. I mean, I was able to see Cappuccino, and I was also able to see Mills and Notre Dame Belmont.
Yeah.
I feel like some of those teams in the Peninsula Ocean Division, like Mills and Notre Dame Belmont, they can play against these Bay Division teams.
They can hang with
They
these
can
Bel-
hang
yeah.
with them. Cappuccino Mills, that's a great example. They played each other earlier this season. Cappuccino went on to win. I think it was 11-7, if I can recall correctly.
But Mills stayed with them.
But they stayed with them,
Exactly.
right? Exactly. So, I mean, I think there's a lot of good competitive teams out in the peninsula.
Absolutely.
And it's great to see. And Cappuccino, they are having a great season. They are really turning it on in league. I mean, we saw Lola Sierra against San Mateo last week. First of all, she pitched a no-hitter, 5 innings of work.
Wow.
And she was outstanding in the batter's box. She went 3 for 3, 3 doubles, 5 ribbies.
Oh my goodness. Player of the week? Question mark?
It's a
We
contender.
gotta check what's going on with the polls over there.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to give you the list of the EBAL softball standings.
Okay.
So you got California and Carondelet tied
Yes.
for first place at 9-2, and those teams will be going at it this Thursday.
That's a crumble game.
That's our crumble game.
I will be there.
That's at Cal, right?
That is at California, yes.
Oh boy, big game there.
I will be there.
And as a matter of fact, this is a really tough week for Carondelet. So not only you have to face Cal on Thursday,
Foothill.
but before that, they have to host Foothill. This is a really big week for those Cougars, but right now they're tied for first place entering this week with Cal. You got Foothill at 8-3, so they're at Carondelet, and then
Yes.
they got a rivalry game against
With
Amador Valley.
which is that's not a walkover.
Nope.
No, it's not. That's always a tough game.
That's always a tough game. SRV at 7-4.
Yes.
So they went from the in second that they were tied in second, and now they are in third technically.
Technically.
So with 7-4, they got Amador Valley on Tuesday, and then they finish off the regular season hosting Monte Vista.
Yep.
And then you got Granada Livermore tied with a 6-5, and as a matter of fact, those two teams are
They're gonna
going
play.
at it.
It's rivalry week, I guess, huh?
I guess so.
Oh, well, actually, this is the last week for the East Bay League.
Yep.
They have the league tournament next week,
Yep.
so man, this is gonna be a fight to the finish.
So you have Foothill at number 9.
Yes, I do.
And Carondelet is technically leading in the standings.
Yes.
Over Foothill. Why do you have Foothill at 9?
I think Foothill is just playing better lately, right? Not saying Carondelet is not playing as well, but again,
you do understand Carondelet put up 26 runs the other
they
day.
play?
Monte Vista.
Okay, that's
Okay.
all I'm gonna say. Was it like 26-14? Some of that.
Looks like a
I think
football
they played a
game.
football game over there instead of softball. But like I said, I think Foothill is playing better softball right now than Carondelet. And you know what? The Cougars had trouble. I think what was it, Doherty Valley last week that they almost lost to. They needed to walk
That's
off
true.
Doherty
Good point.
to really stay in it. And we're not even mentioning this, Jake. When we get to Thursday, there is a possibility that at the end of that game, we can have a three-way tie for first.
It's possible.
It's very possible.
Interesting stuff there. All right, but let's go to the West Alameda County for softball. This is a really big game, and we got to point it out because this really determines league for the most part. So you got Castro Valley unbeaten in league play, and then you got Alameda 3-1. We shot the first meeting between these two teams, and it was a really close game. And Castro Valley went on to win 4-3 back on March 25th.
Yeah, and you know, it came down to a really, really nice diving play in the infield to end it. And then that was at Alameda. So now this game is at Castro Valley. Oh my goodness! You know what? If we didn't have Crumble at Cal as a crumble, this probably would have been a crumble.
This would have been
This would have been my second option.
Yeah,
for the
100%.
crumble game because it's such a good game.
But I mean, this is number one to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, this is a big game.
It is a big game.
I mean, when you look at Castro Valley, they are on a 6-game winning streak. They are dominating league play. They're doing a lot of great things. You know, for you, Adrian, you covered them a little over a week ago against San Leandro. What draws your attention when you look at this Trojans squad?
Well, you know, it comes down to the Robertson sisters, right? Alanis and Alicia Robertson. I mean, they're very, very good. Their shortstop, I forgot their shortstop's name, but coach told me that she's going to LSU. They're a young team, and you know what? I think I am really going to buy stock with Castro Valley for not only for this season, but for the years beyond. I mean, they're just going to get younger and they're going to get better, you know.
Yep.
Listen, I would say they're probably a dark horse to win the NCS Division I title. They will be in the NCS Division I bracket.
Yeah,
they
no
will
question.
be in the D1 bracket, all right? So,
like, if you had to pick outside of the East Bay League, if you had to pick a few teams, Castro Valley would be one of them.
Castro Valley would be my number one team, not in the East Bay League, and then Liberty would be right behind them.
Liberty beat Castro Valley 7-2 a while back.
See, there you go. But again, a while back, right?
True.
These teams are playing different now. They're playing better. And, you know, I also saw Alameda at the Stampede. And now, given that is the Livermore Stampede, so, you know, there was like a 90-minute time limit for the most part.
Sure.
And they did play Livermore, who at the time was one of the favorites, in my opinion, because they had Casey Norton. She's not there anymore for the time being. Now, we don't know how long she's out. But listen, Alameda, they can sneak up on you too, man. They can pull a couple upsets in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's very possible. And I mean, Mia Wong is having an outstanding season. 486, 35 knocks, 26 ribbies, and 4 of those hits resulted in home runs for her.
And not to mention, what was her name? Sutherland? Alicia Sutherland?
Yes, the catcher.
And yeah, she played flag football, you know?
Yep.
So, hey. Yeah, she's a pretty good player.
Yeah, very
she's
good.
A brick wall out there.
And they got a lot of young talent. I mean, Gradney, 435 batting average, 30 knocks. And then Julia Lambert in the circle for those Hornets, 1.93 ERA with 150 strikeouts.
Wow, how much?
150.
Oh, my God.
According
strikeouts?
to Max Preps, yep.
Oh, dear Lord.
I think this is going to be a very close game.
Yeah, it's going to be a close game.
Like, I can see this being a 7-6 ball game.
I'll give you 6-5.
Okay.
I will not predict who wins this game.
Yeah, I can't.
I will not predict.
It's going to be close.
It's going to be close, man. 6-5. That's my final score.
It's going to be close. And there's a chance if Alameda wins this game, Alameda would face, I believe, Encinal later in the week. Yeah. And there's a chance that these teams could share the regular season title.
Well, Castro Valley still has to play Bishop O'Dowd.
Correct.
Right, and I know O'Dowd.
This is a big week for them.
It is a big week, and I know O'Dowd lost to Alameda last week, 10-0. So now that just sets up this big game, and you know, you're not shooting this game.
I'm not.
I'm not shooting this game.
Ivan Garcia is.
Ivan Garcia is back to shoot this game. Man, he's got a good one.
He's got a really good one.
Yes.
So that game is going to be played on Tuesday, and let's go to our Chick-fil-A sportsmanship game.
Okay.
Let's move over to the baseball.
So this was a Chick-fil-A sportsmanship.
Wait,
game.
It was?
It was a Chick-fil-A sportsmanship game. we decided to change it. But you can definitely still talk about this.
Okay.
Because this also has playoff implication or
Ye-
league title implications, right?
So you take the East Bay League softball. You
Yes.
got the WAC. And then you got what's going on in the
The
West
Dub-Cal.
Catholic League for
Oh my
baseball.
God.
This is another crazy league. The Santa
little bit, yeah.
Teresa League. I mean, you look at the standings. You got Piedmont Hills.
At number 1.
Well, Piedmont Hills and Lincoln are tied.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
They
that's
are
right,
12 and 2, and then you got Sobrato 11 and 3, and then you got Live Oak and Prospect 9 and 5, and then Evergreen Valley with an 8 and 6 league record.
I mean, I guess it's safe to say Evergreen Valley is kind of out of the league title picture.
They still have 2 more weeks left. They would need a
do
lot.
have 2 more weeks.
They would need a lot to happen mathematically.
Yeah, and I think Piedmont is playing. I don't know who Piedmont Hills is playing the rest of the year, but they've already gone through their toughest part of their schedule, which
They
was
did.
Lincoln early in the season, which they swept,
Yep.
and Sobrato last week, who they also swept.
Right.
Right. So, but still, Sobrato Lincoln,
Yep.
man, I have not seen Lincoln yet. I've seen Sobrato. They're an okay team.
Yeah. What stood out to you about Sobrato when you shot him against Piedmont Hills?
Okay, so thank God we picked the right game, right? It was a 2-1 game. Neither team could really hit that day.
But the pitching was spectacular.
Pitching was really good. I forgot who their pitcher was last week, but he's pretty good. He can go 7 innings if he needs to.
Betancourt.
Betancourt, yeah.
Liam Betancourt.
Yeah, he's a pretty good pitcher. Yeah, he's a pretty good pitcher for Sobrato. Man, but I think that is this game 2 that we're covering? I think it might be game 2 that we're
I
covering.
believe, yes.
Yeah, so he will not be. Maybe
It's
he will.
possible.
It's possible. I am going to say Lincoln. I will predict a team for this one. Lincoln.
You like Lincoln?
I like Lincoln.
I mean, Lincoln's got the bats. I mean, you look at Ryan Bernwager, 433 batting
Oh my
average,
God.
29 knocks, 17 ribbies, and then Grayson Wagner hitting 408 for those Lions.
Yes.
I wanted to say those
I
Trojans.
know there's too many. There's
but
too
the
many
Lincoln
Lincolns
Lions, yes. So I think looking into this game, I think when you look at these teams on paper, I will say if Betancourt is pitching for Sobrato for this game that we're covering,
Yeah.
it's going to be low scoring. But if he's
He might be pitching game 1.
He
the
may
first
be.
game's at Sobrato.
That's true.
So he
That
might
is
he
true.
might be pitching at
But if he's not for Thursday, we're covering the game at Lincoln
on Thursday. Yes.
So if he's not pitching, I could see this being a high scoring game.
It could be a high-scoring game, and Sobrato gave up a lot more runs in the
Yep.
second game against Piedmont Hills last week.
Yep.
But I will be picking Lincoln to win this game.
Braylon Ballardes in your game against Piedmont Hills had a great game. He went 3
Yes,
for
he did.
3.
Yes, he did. Man, Piedmont Hills, man, they're starting to get hot.
Yeah, they're good.
This. You know what? I know.
That's got to be a D3 team, right?
Yeah, D3, D4,
Yeah.
D3, D4. But hey, Jake, it's May. It's that time of the season where we have a playoff push now, and technically it is playoff season because boys volleyball is in playoffs now.
Yep.
Starting tomorrow.
Yep, starting tomorrow.
So,
Okay, let's go to our views from the lens.
Yeah.
Starting off with you.
Oh man, you know what? I'm gonna go with my Saturday game, Valley Christian. They finally got the big hit. Something that they have not really been getting. They've hit and miss this season. They definitely did not get the big hit against St. Ignatius the first game. Finally, what was his name? Logan Mull. 3-run double in the 4th inning. That basically kind of
That's
put the
huge.
game away, right? And they scored 2 runs in the 6th, and that was it. And Chris Buck came in relief, and man, he was lights out. Man, he was striking everyone out. 5 strikeouts in 3 2/3 innings pitched. But hey, Valley Christian, man, like I said last week, this is the time of the season where they get hot.
I gotta go with the Mills. I mean, at one point,
Yes.
Mills was facing adversity in the bottom of the 6th inning. They just allowed a 2-run bomb from Allison Louie, and it looked like Notre Dame Belmont had the momentum. But Mills just they found a way. I mean, this was a game where we had to wait until like the 4th inning for the first knock of the game. I mean, there was great defense all around, great catches. We had some double plays, great pitching. I mean, when you look at this game, I mean, Lucy Esquivel, excuse me, really started that rally for the Vikings, and then Audrey Jang with a huge RBI triple, and then right there, that's when the momentum came in. Sophia Kwan delivered when it was needed most, and then in the bottom of the 7th, Jazzy Maskey, all she had to do was play a little small ball, and see what happens, and the throw gets away, and it leads to a walk-off for Mills.
And it's such a shame that the game ended like that, right? You never want to see the game end like that. But hey, you know what? Sometimes the ball doesn't roll in your favor, and sometimes it does, right? And man, I was kind of watching this game a little bit because I was in San Francisco on Friday, and like, wow, 0-0, 0-0, 0-0, and all of a sudden, Allison Louie 2-run bomb. Like, like. She might be a player of the week candidate, man. She's pitching well and drove in the only 2 runs of the game.
Allison Louie is outstanding. I mean, she deals in the circle. She has a great bat. I mean, going into this game, she was hitting 444. I mean, she is an outstanding player, and there's a reason why she's going to Georgetown.
Georgetown, man. Wow. She is a good player, man. And
she's very talented. Very talented.
Yeah.
So sky's the limit for Allison Louie.
Man, Jake, it's May, man.
It's May.
And before you know it, we have our awards banquet in a couple weeks.
That's crazy.
Oh my goodness, man. This is the last. This is the home stretch now.
Yep, home stretch.
And the final push.
All right, final push for the league title races, and then the postseason. My goodness, buckle up.
And before we go, I know it's still early, but happy Mother's Day, or happy early Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Yeah.
Right? All the mothers, I would say all the mothers and all the fathers acting as a mom, as a single parent, and all the mother figures out there, it's a tough job to be a mom, that's for sure. It's a very, very tough job.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And your parents are coming in too, right?
Yeah, yes. My parents are going to be visiting, so it'll be great to visit my mom and then also my dad. My dad's
there you
coming as
go.
well.
There you go,
But
right?
Happy Mother's Day to all the moms
Day.
out there.
That's right. Happy Mother's Day.
Okay, and it's safe to say, 1 shot or the 2 shot?
I don't know. Well, Tyler went with the 2 shot last time.
I'm going to go back to the
all right,
1 shot.
1 shot.
And it's safe to say, you've been covered.